Hello, my name's Glenn Vickery and welcome to my YouTube channel, Kiwi Bushcraft and Survival. And today, tonight should I say, I was just going to fix a buckle on my one of my hunting packs. Okay, so as you can see here, the buckle clips in. Okay, but on the back of the buckle you can clearly see that it's got a big crack on it. Okay, and being one of my main buckles to hold the pack lid down, so the pack lid comes like that, and the buckle here clips into there. Okay, with the brake on the inside. So what I'm basically wanting to do is I need to take this this buckle here off. So I've got a completely similar buckle. Okay, not exactly the same, but similar, with the male end and the female end. Okay, and I'm going to replace this onto here. Okay, so basically I'm going to show you how to use what we call a sewing awl, and I carry around a sewing awl everywhere I go when I go out in the field, just in case any equipment gets damaged. That's vital to fix it. I can fix it on the spot. Okay, so I'll show you some of the equipment that I'll be using. Obviously the buckle here that I showed you. You'll need a lighter of some sort, just a knife, okay, any kind of simple knife, or a pair of scissors, okay, and my sewing awl. So I keep my sewing awl in a old tyre tube, okay, and with a couple of rubber bands around it just to keep it waterproofed. Alright, actually quite a bit of my gear I keep like this actually. So the rubber bands are good, they always come in handy if you ever need them. And the actual bicycle tube also comes in quite handy. You can cut it into shreds, tie it up, and you can use it like for tying things, and you can also use it for burning, okay, as a fire starter, or even for making smoke, black smoke, for signal fire. Okay, so all in all it's good. The main thing with tubes is some burn really well and others don't, so you want to really check it before you use it. Okay, but regardless, it is good for waterproofing stuff. Okay, so I'll just pull this here out so you can see the sewing awl. Alright, so this here is a sewing awl. Alright, and what we use this for is for sewing. Okay, for stitching things up. Mainly things like webbing, okay, like this sort of thing here, like webbing, or even pack straps. Okay, you can see that where I've sewn some onto this pack strap here, okay, just to make it a bit thicker. Alright, and things like that. Okay, so you can pretty much sew anything up with a good old sewing awl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll show you how to fit this, get this set up, and then we'll get into it. Okay, so I'll just bring the camera down a little bit so you can see a little bit better, hopefully. Okay, so hopefully that's a little bit better. Alright, so the first thing we want to do, try and bring this into camera shot a bit. The first thing we want to do is with the clip here, see if I can bring that in a little bit better. Okay, first thing we want to do is I want to take this particular one here off first. Okay, so you might be able to see how I've got it set up. I've actually used the sewing oil originally to put a little bit of a lip there on the end of the strap. So with the pack strap, as the pack strap comes up onto the clip here, like that, it won't come undone. Okay, so you don't end up losing your clips. Alright, just a little tip. But what you do is just hold it like that, and we want to feed it through. Okay, feed it through to there. Alright, and down through to there, and pull it out. Alright, get rid of that one, and bring out our new one, and same thing again, we want to feed it through the new one. Okay, and back through. Alright, so it's like so. Alright, like that. Okay, and that way, if it was to come back up, if we were to pull this all the way up, okay, it's gonna get jammed under there. It's not gonna come through any further if I pull it. Okay, just a little safety. Alright, so now we've got the new male end of the clip attached. And what we want to do now is we want to take this old damaged one off, and we want to replace it with a new good female clip into here. Okay, so let's just take this off first, and then I'll show you how to put the set the sewing all up. Okay, so what we want to do is just get the knife and just cut off the old thread. Okay, now this thread, it's very, very strong. As in, well, it's just strong. It's better than like cotton. Okay, way better than cotton. Okay, it's for heavy duty. Okay, and it's also got like a wax, like a wax on it, so that it's like what would you call it, waterproof. Alright, so we just want to like pull that apart a bit and get into here. Cut it. Just want to be careful that we don't cut the original webbing. Okay, we just want to cut the actual thread. And don't cut yourself. Alright, there we go. Okay, so once we've got that undone, we can pull this out. Alright, pull off any of the old thread in here that we've got. Okay, just pull that out. Right, dump it to the side somewhere. It's just my camp stove you can hear in the background going. My daughter burnt out, one of my daughters burnt out my last two jugs, electric jugs, and so I have to use my camp cooker at the moment. Okay, so there's the damaged one that we've just taken off. Okay, and here's our good one that we're just going to put on. Okay, so all we want to do here is make sure that this here clips on the correct way first. Okay, some only clip on one way. Alright, so that's the first thing we want to do, and then slip the webbing through the end of the female clip. Alright, just to there for now. Okay, so that's how it's going to look when we sew it up. Okay, we're going to sew it up along here. Alright, so the next thing we'll do is I'm going to show you how to set up the sewing all. Alright, so what we do here is we just unscrew the actually what I'll do is I'll show you the bottom of the sewing all first. The sewing all here, at the bottom of the sewing all, this part here just slides straight out. Okay, it can go straight in like so. Right, you just grab it with the fingernails and you just can pull that straight out. It's just the base, the back of it. Okay, and then inside the sewing all, inside the back here, we have a thread. Alright, you can see a thread on like a spindle, okay, and that just goes up into here. Alright, goes up into there and in through, I don't know if you can see the hole in there, there's a hole there, okay, it goes up and through into that, through that hole that's in there. Alright, so I'm just going to put this back into there for now. Alright, and I'm just going to put the back on. Alright, just give me a second, I've just got to go and do this jug. Okay, welcome back, sorry about that. Okay, so where were we? I've just shown you where the spindle was on in the back here. Okay, and that comes out this little hole here. Alright, and then you make one turn around this metal piece here. So it comes out, one turn around that little piece, then it comes up and it slides through that groove down into there. Okay, and I'll just take the lid off. So this just here screws off. Alright, screws off. Alright, I'll just put that down for a second. Okay, and so the cord goes through that groove there. Okay, and it comes up out the top of here. Alright, and then what we do is we feed that cord through one of our needles that you get with the sewing awl. Okay, I like to use the straight needle, so this one's a straight needle. Okay, you should be able to see there it's straight, and it also comes with a bent needle. You can see this one here's got slight bent in it. Okay, and you can see it's got like a hole there. That's where the thread goes through. Alright, so this here is a spare one. Can just sit into one of these holes. Alright, and the straight one here that comes up, what we do is we want to feed it into, there's a hole at the top here, we slide that in to there. Alright, just slide it down and in there till as far as it can go, and then the cord, where the cord comes through this hole here and up, we slide that through the hole, and we sort of want it sort of slightly straight. Okay, we don't want it all loose. Okay, now depending on how much sewing we have to do will depend on how much long this line here is. Okay, how much thread we want. So we're going to pull a bit of thread through. Okay, as you pull it, just be careful you don't pull out the needle. Okay, so we're going to pull out probably about that much. That's more than ample for what we're doing. Okay, it's always best to pull out a little bit more than usual. Make sure our needle's in there, as in here. Okay, and then we get our lid again, and we slide our, try and get the angle here so you can see, we slide the lid over, okay, over the top, and we get the cordage, the running end of the cordage, okay, and we pull that back through. Alright, you can see it coming through here, it just came through. Alright, and then we screw this up. Alright, screw this back up. Alright, so now we make sure that's sort of tight, not too tight, okay, but that will, by screwing this lid up, it holds this needle in place, okay, and now it's all ready to go. Alright, so just have a cup. Oh, that's a nice hot cup of coffee. Alright, so the next thing we do, we want to start making, sewing this up. Okay, still a little bit in there. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we push, I'll start from this end, it might be easier for you to see. We get the sewing awl, okay, we line up where we want to sew, and we push the sewing awl through, we push the needle through, okay, you can see that. All I did was push the needle through. We grab the cordage here, okay, you can see that. Alright, get the cordage, okay, and we pull the running end back, pull it through. Alright, so it's now like that. Alright, so all we've got is we've got the needle going through and we've pulled the cord through. Alright, then what we do is we pull the needle back out. Alright, this is to start it off. We pull the needle back out and we just come down a little bit away from where we were, and we push. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to zoom this in a little bit better, see if I can get it in a bit closer. Okay, alright, so where are we? This way. So we pull the needle back a little bit further now to around about here. Hopefully you can see that okay. Alright, about a couple of, probably about, I don't know, 4 millimeters. Alright, and we push it through again. Alright, so it should be like that now. Okay, we push this through. And what we do so that it's nice and tight on this end. Alright, and then when we've got this through, we just pull the needle back a little bit, okay? So I normally like to put this finger here, just over here, and I pull the sewing awl back, okay? And that makes a slight hole there, as you can see there, a slight hole with the cordage, okay? Now remembering that we've got this other piece of cordage through the webbing already, we can now slide this part here through that hole there. Okay, slide it through. Oh, fell out. We slide that through. Alright, I'm just trying to watch the camera at the same time. Okay. Alright, so that's slidden through the hole. We pull it through. Okay, so it's like that. And then what we do is we get the sewing awl, we hold this running end nice and tight, okay, and then we put this finger here back here, and we pull the sewing awl back on that piece that we're holding, okay, and we pull nice and tight on both ends. Alright, and then we carry on that process. So now we get the sewing awl again, and we want to go, I'll try and get it so you can see. Alright, we want to put this in again about another 4 millimeters away, 4 to 5 millimeters, push it through nice and tight, pull back on the sewing awl, see if you can see, where are we, there, okay, pull back on the sewing awl, create a little loop, feed the running line through the loop in the that we've created and pull the sewing all back through and tighten it up nice and tight. Okay. And then we'll do the next one. Okay, about 3 or 4 millimeters, no more than 5 millimeters. Push it through, pull it back, create a loop, get the running end, push that through. Okay, hold it tight and pull the sewing all back through. Alright, then we do it again. Okay, push the sewing all through about 4 millimeters. Push it through, create a little loop, get our running end, push that through the loop, pull it right through, make it nice and tight, pull the sewing all back through. Okay, and then we go again. Alright, let's get a bit closer now, push it through, create a loop, slide the running end through and pull the sewing all back through, pull it nice and tight. Okay, now I want to come up a little bit higher. Alright, I want to get a little bit closer to this buckle now, put it through, bring it back, create a loop, slide the running end through the loop and hold it tight and pull the sewing all back through. Alright, now I'm heading back. Okay, so far we started from here, alright, and we've worked our way across, and now I'm coming up a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go down, go through, create the loop, slide the running end through, pull it back through and pull it nice and tight. Okay. Push the sewing all through, give it a bit of a turn if you need to, okay, it's no problem. Create a loop, slide the running end through and pull it tight, and go down again, create the loop, slide it through. Sometimes it's good to actually, when you come through, okay, if you can see here, I'm sliding the running end around the needle. It just helps to keep it nice and tight, okay, and then pull the sewing all back through. Okay, just so you know how to spell all as well, it's actually not A double L, it's A W L, okay, Alpha Whiskey Lima. Alright, okay, so now we've done, let's have a look. Alright, so it doesn't take very long. So what we've done is we've started from this end here, we've gone down, come up a little bit and gone back along. Okay, and now what we'll do is, I think we might be able to fit one more in there, just right on the edge. Yep, that was a nice, pull it through. Okay, so the amount of stitching that you use is completely up to you. Okay, if you think that one line will do it, then that'd be suffice. That's fine. If you think that you might need to do two stitchings like we've done here, that's fine. If you think you want to do 3 stitchings, like as in lines, that's fine as well. It's completely up to you. All right. So I think we might go along for 3 actually. So just make sure it's nice and solid. Okay, I only had 2 on there before, but I've got extra cordage here, so I may as well not waste it. Alright, so pushing that through. Three or 4 millimeters, sorry. create the loop, slide it through, make it tight, and pull it all back through on itself. 3 or 4 millimeters, push it through, pull it back slightly, create a loop, slide the running end through, make it tight, pull the sewing all back through on itself. Keep going, push the sewing all through, create a little loop, and push the all through on itself. Alright, one more to go. Push the all through, make a loop, slide the running end through, okay, make it tight and pull the sewing all back through on itself. Okay, so what I want to do then is just create a little bit more distance on the sewing all here with the length here. Okay, it's nice and tight. What we do then is normally get a knife, okay, and we want to just cut it, okay, around about probably there. That's fine. Okay, and on the other side we want to do the same, just cut it around about, can you see, about there. Alright, just cut it. Okay, and then just whatever's left over like that. Okay, we just biff that. Okay, biff it. Alright, so at the moment we should have what we've sewed up. Okay, that's what we've sewed up there with one running end here, which was attached to the sewing awl, and we should have the other on the other side. Okay, over here is another running end. That was the one that was that was the running end that we were using. Okay, now what we do is we get our trusty lighter, okay, and we want to burn each end. Alright, so burn it down, we let it burn down. Alright, blow it out, and then we wet our finger, okay, and dab it down. Alright, and that will seal down here and not go through on itself again. Alright, we do the same to the other one. Okay, where can you see it? Just there. Alright, I'll try and get it in shot there. Okay, so we get the cord and we burn it. We let it burn down, wet our finger, blow it out, and damp it down. Okay, if you forget to wet your finger, you'll know all about it. Okay, you'll get a little bit of a burn there, nothing too major. Alright, and then with any of this other stuff here, you can see here, alright, where I've sewn before, we can tidy all that up by just giving it a little bit of a burning, as well, just to tidy it up a bit. Alright, any sort of fraying parts like that, we want to keep burnt down, so keep it tidy. We can make sure that everything's all good. Alright, so the end result is here. Okay, we'll just pull this. Okay, so here's our sewing awl. I'm just going to pull a little bit more of this out. Okay, like that, so it's ready for the next time. Alright, and I'm just going to use this as a pointer for now. Okay, so you can see here we started from this middle one, okay, and we stitched our long way up about every 3, 4 to 5, no more than 5 millimeters along. Then we went up one, and then came down to here, came down, alright, and then went along. But it's up to you how you want to do it. Sometimes I'll do sometimes I'll go along, I'll go up, I'll do a crisscross or whatever. You can crisscross it, zigzag it, do it any way you like. Okay, here's another one I've done, alright, on this side. Okay, so it doesn't have to be flash, alright, it's just sewing things up where you can do it yourself. You don't have to take it in to a sewing place. You can do it yourself, especially when you're out in the field, out in the bush. You want to make sure you've got something to fix your pack up. Now these things here, the sewing awls here, they're priceless when you need one, okay? And even if you don't take it out in the bush with you, you can leave it at home and fix up any of your equipment when you want to. You can pick these up on online, or you can pick them up at like some arts and crafts type shops. I think there's one in, I'm not quite sure where I got this one from. It might have been the Emporium, David's Emporium in Manukau City in Auckland, or it was at one of the other arts and crafts shop or something like that. Okay, but you can have a look around. Just type in sewing awl. Okay, sewing awl, SEWING, sewing, and awl, AWL. Alright, and the cordage here comes with it. It all comes as I've just shown you with the cordage, and you can always buy more cordage as well if you ever run out. That's not a problem. Okay, so it's a nice, you want the cordage that's wax. It's got a light wax on it. Alright, because it's waterproof and it protects it. Okay, so let's have a look at our final thing. Alright, there's our clip there, all nice and thinged up. Alright, so you can clip it in. Okay, and we'll be able to slide it up. Alright, so hopefully you've learnt something new there, and hopefully that can help some of you out with how to use a sewing awl. And yeah, you can use this on your webbing, you can use it on your packs, you can use it on your tent if you need to, your hutchie or tent. Okay, if anything gets ripped or torn, it's not. You can use it on like the nylon parts as well, but it's better, works better on things like webbing. Okay, the harder materials. All right, you could even use it on your boots as well if you needed to. Sew up your boots. Pretty much anything, priceless. I think these are around about, going off memory, around about $25 to $30, maybe a little bit cheaper. But yeah, I think I might have even seen them on Trade Me at some stage. I can't remember to be sure. But if I find a link, I'll put a link on the bottom of this thing to help you out anyway. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Comment, subscribe, and hei kōnei rā. Cheers.